Good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful and spooky October. I'm here to help you make it a little spookier. Let's read Garfield in Disguise by Jim Davis. Hope you're ready. Right from the beginning, it is a spooky night. Look at those first panels. Wonderful. Garfield is sleeping, and there's a dreadful light coming over the horizon. All of a sudden, the TV flicks on and illuminates the room. Good morning, viewers. Welcome to another broadcast day at WBOR, the easy viewing, easy listening station. We begin our broadcast with the Binky the Clown Show. Have a nice day. Ripping over the TV is Binky the Clown.
Hey, kids!
What? This startles Garfield right out of his slumber.
Get your lazy bottoms out of bed and do jumping jacks with Binky the Clown! 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2!
Garfield joins in, but he suddenly stops and wonders, what am I doing?
Remember, kids, if you don't exercise with Binky, you're gonna grow up to be worthless.
I hate you, Binky. Where's my remote control?
Put it in gear, you losers! You don't want to be lazy, do you?
I'm gonna kill you, Binky. Interestingly, Binky responds to this through the television. Look at that.
You gotta get into good shape for tonight, kids, because this is the night you can get lots of candy.
Take that, Binky. TV shuts off. Garfield found the remote. Wait a minute. Did he say we could get lots of candy tonight? Binky, come back. Where are you, Binky, old buddy? He's just surfing through the stations trying to get back. Click, he finds it.
That's right, kids. Tonight is Halloween night, and we want to be in great shape to trick-or-treat for all that candy, don't we?
Yes, we do. This is exciting for Garfield. Halloween is my kind of holiday. It's not like those other stupid holidays. I don't get pine needles in my paws. There's no dumb bunny. No fireworks. No relatives. Just candy. Boom. You go out and you get candy. It's as simple as that. Click. Turns off that television. Rolls back into bed. Ah, simple. That's me. Candy, 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 candy. He can't stop thinking about the candy. Hello, Halloween. What a glorious day and a glorious night to go trick-or-treating for candy, 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 candy. Steady yourself, Garfield. First you gotta get a costume. Then you gotta get a sack. A sack to hold all that candy, candy, candy. Easy, boy. First you gotta get up. Garfield does get up. Scoots around looking like a little ghost. Still wearing his sheet. John is in the kitchen, carving a jack-o'-lantern. Looking pretty happy doing it. Garfield scoots along like a little ghost. Scares the bejesus out of John. Ah! John responds after Garfield hits him with a boo. The jack-o'-lantern lands back on John's head. Gotcha. That's not funny, Garfield. Then how about this? Now that's funny. Why can't I stay angry with you, Garfield? Because I'm a cat. What's with the blanket? Are you practicing for Halloween? Practicing. I'll have you know Halloween is my middle name. Halloweenfield. Oh, well. You're probably wondering what I'm doing with this pumpkin on my head. What? There's a pumpkin on your head? I hadn't noticed. I was carving a jack-o'-lantern until you arrived. What do you think? It's you. Well, this one's ruined. Garfield leans into the bowl. This stuff appears to be of the lasagna persuasion. Garfield stuffs it right in his mouth. Since when did you like pumpkin innards? Pooey! Never! Never since! Since never! How about some breakfast? John pulls out a whole platter. Oh, no thank you. I must save room for all that candy. Candy, 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 candy. Garfield struts away. Oh, maybe I'll have a sweet roll to tide me over. Leaves again. Comes back. Perhaps some bacon and a croissant. And he just comes back, takes the whole thing. What the heck? Now we've got Odie wearing the jack-o'-lantern. that John had carved. Garfield sneaks right up on him. Boo! Yep! Haha, gotcha, didn't I? Ah! The pumpkin scares Garfield when it's on Odie, but not when it's on John. Oh, I knew it was you all the time, Odie. Garfield turns around. It's not nice to scare people, you know. Whew. Grim. Odie's so stupid he'd have to stand on a chair to raise his IQ. He's ugly, too. It would take two of them to get any uglier. He's so ugly, he wouldn't have to wear a mask to go trick-or-treating on Halloween. Wait a minute. That's it. If I take Odie trick-or-treating with me tonight, there will be 2 sacks to fill, not 1. I'll get twice the candy. Candy, 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 candy. Garfield, you are a genius. I know that. Hey, Odie, old buddy, do you know what Halloween night is? Odie shakes his head because he doesn't know. Well, take that stupid pumpkin off your head and I'll tell you. Odie kicks the pumpkin off of his head. That's a night when dogs have to help cats go out and get candy. And if a dog does a good job, he gets a piece of candy of his very own. Odie's getting excited about this. Well, do you want to go, boy? Huh? Want to go out and get candy? Huh? Boy, you want to go? Huh? Vroom. Odie's out of there. Okay, let's go to the attic and find some costumes for tonight. Just between you and me, there's times that I love that dog. The light is coming through the bottom of the door to the attic, and you can tell that it is a little creepy, isn't it? Garfield flicks on the light after opening the door, and that creepiness is gone. There should be some great Halloween costumes up here somewhere, Odie. John has never thrown anything away. And Garfield dusts off a box. Here's John's first bow tie, tacky. Some sunglasses, Cousin Wanda's wig, Aunt Orpha's false teeth, yuck. Roy Ogle's root, string and sealing wax and all that funky stuff. Well, I guess there's nothing here. Ah! He sees everything that he discarded is now on Odie. Very funny, Odie. Come on, let's keep looking. They find a trunk. Garfield opens it and exclaims, Eureka! The mother lode. What do you think is in the box? Awesome. Look at all this great stuff, Odie. With these costumes, we can be anything we want. Let's see. What should I be? He's digging through all the costumes. A king. A scary vampire who can turn into a bat. Or I could put on some black pajamas and turn into a Halloween cat. I don't think he likes any of those. He keeps digging. I could be an astronaut, a robot, a hobo, a clown, or an alien creature going out on the town. I think I have just the costumes for us, Odie. We see John eating. Arr, it do be a landlubber who be shoving lasagna in his face. I declare this booty property of the queen. Garfield smashes the lasagna that John was eating and slurps it off of his own sword. Hey, who do you think you are? Arr, I be Orangebeard, the pirate captain, and this be me first mate, Odie the stupid. Garfield turns around and sees Odie wearing a bunch of peg legs. You be having a mite too many peg legs there, matey. John chimes in. You guys look ridiculous. Arr, I've killed men for saying less than that, but I'll let you live, seeing as how you're the only man who'll change me kitty litter. I suppose you guys are dressed up to go out trick-or-treating, huh? We don't be the welcome wagon, if that's what you mean. Well, here's a couple of sacks. Have a good time. Lootin' always be a good time. Come along, matey. We got a village to pillage. Don't be out too late, John says, as they clomp away. Garfield comes back to John sitting at the table, and they look forlornly at the lasagna. Garfield then jams his peg leg into the lasagna and walks away with the rest of it. And John is left without any Halloween lasagna. Odie and Garfield are walking down the street, and there's a bunch of merrymakers, kids in costumes. Lots of ghouls, lots of witches. Odie, will you stop crowding me? There's nothing to be frightened of. Never mind that Halloween stemmed from an ancient druid festival, celebrating the Day of Samhain, the Lord of Death. On All Hallows Eve, the Lord of Death called together the souls of the wicked, who died during the past year. Just being mean to Odie, as usual. That was just the 7th century myth, Odie. Times have changed. There aren't any wicked souls out here tonight. These are kids, just like us, who are out trick-or-treating for candy. Just like us. Look. Garfield pulls the mask off of a kid. You can see that it's a normal kid. See? Just a kid. And Garfield lets the mask snap back into the kid's face, and he says, ow. Pulls more of his costume off. See? I'm no scaredy cat. They go up to another kid, dressed as a ghost. Garfield says, watch this. He starts to pull the sheet off of the ghost kid, and there's giant monster feet underneath of it. Arg! Scares them, and they run away. Alright, the chances of that happening again are... Garfield pulls a mask off to reveal that they're just wearing a mask of their own face. Arg! That scares them again, and they are off. They find another ghost. Garfield says, I don't believe in spooks. And he pulls the sheet up, and there's nothing underneath. I do believe in spooks. Ah! They come up to their first house, and Garfield slams on the door with his wooden sword. Observe carefully, Odie. I'll teach you some of the finer points of trick-or-treating. And a woman opens up the door. Or it could be a man. Anybody can wear high heels. Garfield holds up his bag, and he says, Gimme. Oh, how cute. Here you go, kids. And the person tosses one piece of candy into each of their bags. Garfield looks nonplussed. Methinks yer be a mite stingy with your candy, miss. If you don't reconsider your contribution, I'll give your living room drapes a taste of me broadsword. And this threat clearly works on the lady, and she pours candy onto them. Thank you. 1,000 blessings upon your home, ma'am. They're seen at the next place, getting tons and tons of candy. Garfield's just got his mouth wide open. He's getting cookies. He's getting apples. He's getting Reese's peanut butter cups. He's getting full-size Snickers bars. This is fantastic. They continue to walk and find some more kids in costumes. Well, Odie, we've had a pretty successful evening. What say we hit another house or two and call it a night? Garfield is picking up some extra candy off of the ground, and they're walking on a dock. And then Garfield gets a very sudden idea. Hang on, Odie. I just had a brilliant idea. Look at all these houses across the river over there. None of the trick-or-treaters can get to them because the river ferry doesn't run at night. And you know what that means? They both know what it means. Oh, no, they don't know what it means. Garfield says, you don't know what that means. Odie just pretends to go along as usual. Well, what that means is there's a lot of people over there with a lot of candy, just waiting to give it to trick-or-treaters. If we can make it across the river, the candy is all mine, do you hear me? All mine! All mine, I tell you! All mine! Garfield walks off ahead, and Odie's a little taken aback. Odie just says, phew. He's exhausted. They make it to the end of the dock, and they find a little boat, a little skiff, if you will. Arr, what have we here? Why, it do be a pirate ship for us to take across the river. I commandeer this ship in the name of Orangebeard, the pirate. Free the moorings and shove off, matey. Odie follows his captain's orders, and they shove right off. They are adrift on the river. It appears we're caught up in the current, matey. Put out the oars. Garfield says, I'd make him walk the plank if I had one. Uh-oh. Odie drops the oars. Garfield looks back, scoringly. We be at the mercy of the sea, matey. Topside, topside. Batten the hatches. Trim the main. Slip the sheets. Flibber the gibbets. Do-whack the doos. Women and children first. I want my mommy. It appears as though they're sinking, but they're not. Some pirate captain I am. Can't even get a rowboat across a river. Now I'll probably float out to sea and never be heard from again. If I ever get back to land, I'm gonna have to give up this pirate business. I'm gonna stop pretending. I'm something I'm not. I'm just gonna be me. Garfield the house cat. Gourmet. Bon vivant. World traveler, jet-setting playboy. Leave me alone, Odie. I'm busy wallowing in self-pity. Odie sees something off the starboard bow. It appears to be a silhouette of a house. Arr! And shiver me timbers! It be land ho! Something is off, though. A bolt of lightning rips out through the sky and illuminates the house. Garfield looks back and says, "Nice touch." They hit land. Garfield and Odie hop out and move on to the house. "Look, Odie, there's a light in the window up there. Someone must actually live in that old house." Odie dashes off. "Odie! Hold on, Odie. I don't like the looks of this. I'd rather take my chances in the boat than go up to that house." Another crack of lightning rips through the sky. Then again, whoever is up there might be able to help us. They walk up to the house, and the view changes to inside the house. The light illuminates them as they stand outside, and they can see that it's a fire with a chair sitting in front of it. "Hey, Odie. I know. Let's investigate." "Okay, Odie. Here's the plan. I'll kick the door, and you jump in and secure the place. Are you ready?" Thump, thump. Ow. "Tell you what, let's quietly slip in." And he checks the door, and it opens right up. They're standing illuminated in the door frame as another bolt of lightning streaks out behind them. "It looks as though the place is deserted. Let's warm ourselves by the fire." This is more like it. They're up at the fire, and they turn around to the chair, and this face greets them. "Ah!" Both of their hats jump off of their heads in fear. They start running around each other, not knowing quite what to do. "Shut up, you two. That's enough to stop an old man's ticker." They grab each other and embrace. Maybe they can save each other. Even the skulls on Garfield's hat are quivering. "You've picked a poor night to come visiting, my friends. This could be the worst night of your lives." "I knew it. We show up just as he's getting ready to have a Tupperware party. Let's not bother the man any longer, Odie." "Stay." They go back to quivering. "What I'm about to tell you has never been told to another living soul." Kaboom! Another bolt of lightning illuminates everything. Garfield does not look happy. "This island has a secret, a deep, dark secret. It is held for 100 years. 100 years ago tonight, a ruthless band of pirates held up in this very house. They looted many ships and were pursued by government troops. They were heavily laden with their ill-gotten gains. They had to bury the treasure before making their escape. However, before they left this island on that stormy night, they signed a contract written in blood. They vowed to return for the treasure 100 years from Halloween night, at the stroke of midnight, even if it meant returning from the grave." Kaboom! Another lightning bolt. Garfield and Odie are sweating. Garfield looks up at the clock and realizes it's 1:45. Kaboom! Another lightning bolt and thunderstrike illuminate the clock as he gazes at it, and it's even closer now to midnight. "I don't believe it." "Believe it, my friends. The pirates had a 10-year-old cabin boy. I was that boy. I was there. I never took the treasure because they would have found me. There's no escaping them. They know we're here. They know who we are." "Well, that made my mind up. Come on, Odie, let's blow this joint." Garfield looks back and says, "Do you want to come too?" The chair is now empty and the old man is missing. Kaboom! Another lightning strike and thunder illuminate the chair. "Where did he go? Oh well, never mind. Let's go to the boat." And they zip off. As they make it to the harbor, they can see a heavy fog setting in, and their boat is floating off into the distance. Rats! There goes our boat. Garfield turns back into the house. Rats! There goes my candy! My boat's gone. My candy's gone. Pirates are coming any minute. It's past my bedtime. I want to go home. Him and Odie are both very tired of this. I agree, guys. I'd want to go home, too. Bong! Bong! The clock has struck midnight. Garfield and Odie run up to the clock and start pounding on it and beating on it in a desperate attempt to get it to not be midnight. Garfield takes a little relaxation and says, "It's midnight. Just as I suspected. That old man was just some kind of lunatic." Suddenly they're scared again and they zip off. Looking into the harbor now, that fog has gotten much heavier and there is indeed a ghost pirate ship approaching. As it gets closer, it looks like it sinks into the bay. When all of a sudden, the spirits of the pirates that the old man were talking about jump forward. Garfield and Odie are terrified and they run away back into the house. "We gotta hide, Odie. We haven't much time. We gotta find a good place to hide. Don't worry that they know where we are." Nah, nah, nah. So now he's just scaring Odie further. "Not there, dummy." They find a nice little cabinet hutch to hide in. The door swings open very slowly. A face rips up to the window. The spirits tear into the house and start floating all around, destroying everything. They find the treasure chest. Can you believe it? This is what they were after. Whilst hiding, of course, Odie has a sneeze coming on. From outside the cabinet, everything is fine, and then, "Wachoo!" Odie's sneeze blows open the cabinet. The ghosts look at them. Odie and Garfield look back. Garfield smiles and closes the door. Maybe they didn't see us. The ghost obviously breaks in through the door, because it's a ghost. It can do that kind of stuff. Garfield sees all the treasure as they're running out of the house, and he slips a nice little ruby ring onto his finger. As they're running away, they screech and stop. They make it to the dock, but Odie falls through a broken board. Garfield stops to help Odie, and they get back up on the end of the dock, but they've got nowhere to go. Well, the ghosts are closing in fast, and Garfield says, "This is it, pal. We swim for it. 1, 2, 3. Splish, splash. They both jump in. "Rats! I forgot. I can't swim." Even the bones on Garfield's head are once again animated and clinging for life. The bones swim away, and Odie grabs Garfield by the hat. Gasp! Garfield is sinking beneath the waves. He grabs onto a branch, but the branch snaps. Odie thinks quick and dives down and grabs Garfield right by his pirate trousers and pulls them to safety at the shore. Garfield is soaked, and so is Odie. And Garfield relaxingly says, "I owe you one, old buddy." Garfield and Odie start walking away from the water. "The old man was right, Odie. This was the worst night of my life. I've had nightmares that looked like birthday parties compared to tonight." Suddenly they notice something and they turn around. It's their boat. It's stuck on the shore of the river. "Well, looky here, it do be me candy. Arr. I guess this story do have a happy ending after all, matey. Let's be shoving off for home now." And they gleefully walk off into the moonlight. John is never gonna believe what happened to us tonight. He probably thinks we're out singing on the fence again. Wait till he sees all this candy. Have we got a surprise for him? They open up the door, and more ghosts are waiting for them there. Garfield and Odie both run up the tree and get stuck on a branch. The ghosts are climbing up the tree after them. "Why us? Why don't they leave us alone? They got their stupid treasure. I can't figure it out. What is it, Odie?" Odie points to the ring that Garfield decided to steal. The ring. Of course, they came for the ring. Garfield takes it off and drops it. And just like that, it falls into the ghost's hand, and it sends them into one final flurry before, poof, they disappear. Garfield and Odie finally make it back into their house, and Garfield says, Odie, I'm about to do something that is totally out of character for me. Seeing as how you saved my life about 18 zillion times tonight, I want to give you something. Something of great personal worth. Something that represents a great personal sacrifice on my part. Here's your half of the candy. Yeah, I love you. Now get out of here, as Odie licks Garfield in the face. Super nice of you, Garfield. What a night. Boy, am I wired. Let's see what's on TV. Garfield clicks on the TV, and a pirate is on the TV. Good evening, and welcome to our all-night pirate movie festival. Boy, am I tired, says Garfield, and he quickly shuts off the TV, grabs Pookie with his bag of candy at his feet, and goes to sleep. That was Garfield in Disguise, the Halloween Garfield special. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I love Halloween, and I'm always happy when Garfield's around. Thanks for listening.